From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, January the 19th, 2024. The IDF announced today the death of a soldier injured on Wednesday during intense fighting against Hamas in Gaza, who died of his wounds yesterday. He is 20-year-old Staff Sergeant Ori Jerby. IDF troops continue to conduct operational activities in Gaza, including, it said, eliminating a senior member of Palestinian Islamic Jihad, said to be the deputy head of its propaganda unit, responsible for creating and distributing propaganda videos of hostages. And on Israel's northern border, the IDF said it detected an unmanned aircraft that crossed from Lebanon. Israeli air defense fighters successfully intercepted the target using the Iron Dome system. The IDF continues to respond to attacks from Lebanon, hitting target launch positions, military buildings, and terrorist infrastructure of terror group Hezbollah. And the IDF conducted a major counter-terror operation in Tulkarem in the West Bank. Over the last 48 hours, it said, confiscating hundreds of explosive devices and other weapons and military equipment, and arresting some 37 wanted Palestinians, including senior members of the terrorist infrastructure in the area. The families of American hostages still being held by terror group Hamas in Gaza met yesterday in Washington with White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and White House Coordinator for the Middle East and North Africa, Brett McGurk. According to a press release, the families expressed continued gratitude to the Biden administration for its efforts to return the hostages, but emphasized that after 104 days, the stakes are higher, more urgent, and more dire for the 136 hostages that remain in captivity, saying all parties, the U.S., Israel, and regional allies, must make a deal now to bring the hostages home before it's too late, with Sullivan reiterating to the families that the release of the remaining hostages remains a top priority for the Biden administration. On Wednesday, a bipartisan group of members of Congress gathered on the steps of the Capitol to mark the 100-day milestone, which was on Sunday, since the Hamas massacre of October the 7th, and of the 100 days of captivity for the hostages who remain held in Gaza, calling for their immediate release. The candlelight vigil, which also included family members of some of the hostages, was led by Speaker of the House, Republican Mike Johnson, and Democratic Chair Pete Aguilar, who said, when it comes to the safety of the people of Israel, we must leave partisanship aside and remain steadfast in our support for our strongest ally in the Middle East. Well, this Shabbat, Jews across the U.S. will be taking part in an initiative of the Jewish Federations of North America, Shabbat of Love, meant to embrace the Jewish people, create positivity and positive experiences during these dark and difficult days, celebrating the Sabbath together, with Shabbat dinners, volunteer opportunities, challah baking, even a billboard in Times Square, all hoping to spread love and light. Federation's Chief Community and Jewish Life Officer, Sarah Eisenman, saying our community needs Jewish positive experiences, messages, and spaces to feel both affirmed and safe in our Jewishness. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, January the 19th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue. At 8:30, David Krakauer in concert. At 9, the Jake Ehrenreich show. And at 10:30, a replay from the Hampton Synagogue, followed by a replay from Central. And coming up next, a look at this week's Torah Portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, January the 19th, 2024. I'm Teisha Bader. I will be off on Monday. Micah Halpern will be filling in. Wishing you a Shabbat Shalom. Am Yisrael Chai.